What is going on, you guys? Petplatypus here, and it's time to talk about Androids 17 and 18 from Dragon Ball. Haven't done a Let's Talk episode in a while, so thought I'd get one of those out of the way. You guys are watching a Lapis Lazuli from Steven Universe Speed Draw. Lapis Lazuli, for those of you guys who don't know, those are the real names of Android 17 and 18. I forget which one's Lapis and which one's Lazuli, but those are their real names. I tried drawing them for this, but I'm terrible at it, so I don't even want to show you that embarrassment. I'll work on it and get better, but for now I'll just use this old speed drawing of Lapis that I had pre-recorded for a while now. I figured that worked. Tell me what you guys think, and also this video is coming out on May 12th, which is the day the androids invaded in the Dragon Ball manga, so that's a neat little coincidence. I didn't really plan that, but that really works, so let's get to talking about them. I'm going to break this into three sections. First, I'm going to talk about what I think of Android 17 and 18 in general, as villains, as characters, antagonists, whatever. Then I'll talk about 17, then I'll talk about 18, and then I'll call it a video. So, what do I think of them as villains? I actually really like them, because they aren't necessarily villains. They are antagonists. But what I love about them, and what's so unique about them, is they don't look like Frieza, or Piccolo, or any of the other villains we've had. They look like normal people. They act kind of like normal people. They can be cocky and arrogant. They're like teenagers. They're delinquents. They play by their own rules, but I love how they don't really ever kill anyone. The only one they want to kill is Goku for fun. They don't kill anyone else. And I think that's interesting, especially in contrast to how they are in the future timeline, where they are evil and they are killing people. And it's just cool. It's cool to see them be delinquents and fuck with the cops, but not kill anyone. Just have fun and be themselves. And it's still wrong, and they're still causing mayhem. They're still bad guys, and they're still antagonists, and they want to kill Goku. But it is unique, and it's fresh for Dragon Ball, and I don't think they're given enough credit for that, especially since Cell comes in and takes their spotlight, which Cell is still cool, don't get me wrong. I'm glad everything played out the way it did, but it could have been also interesting if these guys had been the final villains of that arc. Then, of course, then it would never become good guys, and we'd never have the awesomeness that is Android 18 and Krillin's relationship, because that is probably the healthiest relationship in the Dragon Ball franchise, and it's adorable. So, yeah, Dragon Ball is allowed to be adorable. Imagine that. But anyways, yeah, and as characters, they're good. I like how they've developed 17. I mean, I'll get more into this when I actually talk about them, but seeing 18 as a mother is nice. It's cool. She seems like a good mom. It's cool to see how she changed and matured. 17, how he's matured over the years and become way less cocky, way less arrogant. Also, the fact that they aren't really killing people, and the fact that they are like normal delinquents who basically just had their lives fucked over by Dr. Gero and were transformed into androids or cyborgs against their will, it really adds to Krillin's dilemma in the Android saga, in the Cell part of the Android saga, where it's like, if I shut her down and destroy her, Cell can't achieve his perfect form, and that'll save the world, but it's like, well, but Vegeta's beating the shit out of Cell right now, and I like her, and she's not really that bad, and they're just humans that were fucked with by Dr. Gero, and you really do feel for Krillin in that situation. If they had been pure evil and fucking people over, then maybe Krillin would have been pretty stupid in that sequence, but as it was, Krillin's big heart was really his downfall there, and also thinking with his dick a little bit with Android 18, but also just, like I said, the fact that they were, you know, taken from what they were, turned into these robots, turned into these killing machines. Not robots, but you know what I mean. They were given robotic parts and everything, and it's a really good dilemma there. I think another thing that really isn't appreciated is Krillin's role in that arc, and the characterization he gets in that arc is really nice. It's not anything crazy in terms of character development, but it's still cool to have that decision laid on a character like Krillin, and who's so kind-hearted, and, you know, he used to be a little dick, but he's gone through a lot, and I know this, I always find a way to talk about Krillin, but he really is truly one of the absolute best developed and characterized characters in this series. It's fucking phenomenal. Plus, he is tied to Android 18, so I will have to talk about him a little bit more later, but yeah, I love the androids. I like their designs. I think they're unique in terms of personality as villains, as antagonists, I should say. Piccolo versus 17, at least in Kai. I don't know about the original, because I don't know how dragged out it is, but in Kai, that is one of the best fights in the Dragon Ball franchise. That is fucking awesome. Yeah, they're really cool. That's pretty much the moral of the story, is I really do like them. So now that you know all of that, let's talk about them individually, starting with Android 17. I think the big fan misconception about 17 right now is his power level. What I think his power level is I think he is, well, not an exact number, but I think he's above Super Saiyan 3. The reason why I say that is because Goku was sparring with him in Super Saiyan, and 17 took the advantage. Then Goku went Super Saiyan Blue, and he said he did not intend to go Super Saiyan Blue. I take that as him saying he did not know that 17 was going to be as strong as he was. What's Goku's next transformation above Super Saiyan 3? It's Super Saiyan Blue. That would mean 17 was stronger than Super Saiyan 3. How much stronger? We don't know. Him and Goku were both still holding back. We don't know if Goku was using 1% of his power while 17 was using 50%. We don't know if 17 was using 75 and Goku was using 50 or 25. It's very vague, and I do dislike it for that, but it's hard to say if he is on par with Goku. That's what I'm saying. You know, yeah, they trained on par, they sparred with each other on par, but how much were they holding back? Remember, Frieza was holding back an insane amount against Goku, but once he pushed it up to 50%, he was dominating him, so you can hold back quite a bit in the Dragon Ball franchise and be equal with your opponent, or as equal as you want to be, if you have that level of control over your power. So Goku could have been at like 2, 3, 4, 5%, and 17 could have been at 50, and that's why they looked like they were fighting equally with each other. I mean, that's how it was with Frieza. Why can't it be that way here? But what I really want to talk about is 17's character development, because while we didn't actually see it, it is interesting how much he has matured since he first appeared. When he first appeared in the story, he was cocky, he was arrogant, he wanted to do things the fun way, he was a delinquent. And now he's much more mature, he has a family, he has an animal preserve that he loves and cherishes and doesn't even want to leave for even a few hours because poachers will show up and try to kill his animals, and it's interesting. It's cool to see that. It adds layers to his character. He's not just like, oh, I'm just a punk delinquent with no depth. It's like, no, I care about animals, and I have a family, and he's mature now. You know, he has this, I don't want to say philosophy, but he has this attitude where if the universe is going to get destroyed and everyone's going to die all at once, fuck it. You know, like, I'll be dead, my family will be dead, the animals will be dead, but if we're all dead, what do I care? That's basically his attitude. It's not really being inconsistent. Yeah, he cares about his family. Yeah, he cares about his animals. But if everything's going to get destroyed, so be it. I mean, that's just it. He's not going to kill himself or anything like that. He's not going to commit suicide or anything. But if death comes, he's ready for it, is basically what it is. Doesn't mean he's going to just let himself die, but it does mean that if it happens, it happens. And people have that perspective in real life. It's realistic. So it's not that weird that he has that perspective. It was a little weird when he, like, sacrificed himself for the animals. I'd have to watch the episodes again, pay attention to the dialogue. But he did sacrifice himself to save his animals. He told Goku take care of them, and then he pushed the dude out the window to save them, and it's like, what about your family? You know what I mean? Like, are they going to be like, yeah, what happened to 17? Oh, he died in space. Sorry, but I saved his animals for you. It's like, I don't know, that was a little weird. But again, I'd have to watch the episodes again. I wasn't really digging that whole poacher episode, so I wasn't paying attention to it totally. The only thing I really took away from that episode is that Goku did not need to go Super Saiyan Blue when he did, and he still did it, and that was annoying. Thankfully, he didn't use it for no random reason in the Master Roshi episode, Master Roshi / Tien. I kind of forgot that was a Tien episode. It was more about Roshi, but whatever, I'm getting sidetracked. My point is, 17's character development is really interesting. It is cool to see him more mature. He's trained a lot. He's protecting his animals. He cares about the animals. I'm sure that part of his personality is still there. I'm sure once he starts fighting again, we might see a little bit of that old 17 again, and that's going to be really cool to see, and especially going to be cool to see how he interacts with his sister. So, I mean, they've kept in touch. You know, she knows that he works at an animal reserve, that he's a park ranger. Like, she knows all that stuff. Like, they've talked on the phone, so yeah, it's not like they're completely distant from each other, but it'll still be interesting to see how they interact after such a long time, and I guess that's pretty much it, so let's move on to Android 18. Android 18 is another character that I kind of blame the dub for people having a misconception of her personality. It's not as bad as Goku. It's not really a translation issue, it's the voice. They gave 18 a villain voice. You know, they gave her the deep, angry, aggressive female voice, Meredith McCoy, and nothing against her, but her 18, excuse me, her 18 does not have a ton of range, and she's gonna need it in Super. Like, honestly, her voice probably wouldn't bother me as much if we didn't have a great alternative, and we do. We have Colleen Clickenbeard, who played her in Kai, and she's playing her in Kai the Final Chapters because they recorded that, you know, a few years ago. And she sounds great as 18. She has the tone, she can be cold, she can be nice, she can be a bitch, she can be, you know, greedy. She can do all of 18's different, you know, personality traits. She can capture all of them, and she's a great voice actress. And I don't know if it's Meredith McCoy putting on a specific voice for 18, but she always seems to stay in, like, the bitch tone, you know what I mean? And that's not 18's character, and I feel like people think she is a bitch, and people think that Krillin's, like, whipped by her, and that's really not the case, and Super shows us that that's not the case. They have a very healthy relationship, a very equal relationship, and it's awesome to see. I fucking, you could say I ship it, I guess, but joking aside, they do have a really cool relationship, and I hope that Meredith McCoy can have the range to show it off. Maybe I'm just being paranoid. Maybe she'll do fine. She hasn't been that bad in Super. I'm just not a huge fan of the voice. I would have preferred if Colleen Clickenbeard had stayed Android 18. I feel like they took a step backwards, but I'm also a huge Colleen Clickenbeard fan, so there also is that. So, yeah, I don't know. Again, not as bad as Goku, but still, I feel like people do have a bit of a misunderstanding of her character due to the voice they gave her at the time. Very deep. Again, very kind of bitchy, kind of aggressive at times, and as long as she has the range to show the motherly side to Marin and show the wife side to Krillin and everything, it'll be cool. It'll be fine. You know, I just, you know, it just sucks that people see her like that because she can be a bitch. I mean, any chick can be a bitch. No sexism here. Any guy can be an asshole. I mean, everyone has their bad days or bad moods, but it's not 24/7. But we'll see. Maybe if I rewatch some of the Battle of Gods episodes and listen to her voice, you know, maybe it'll be fine. You know, I was paying attention, of course, but still, you know, I wasn't really specifically being like, okay, does she, like, my mindset wasn't like, does 18 sound like a bitch right now? No, my mindset was English dub of Super, yay, I love the English dub. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm rambling, though. I guess I can talk about her power level like I did for 17. Definitely nowhere close to him, I can definitely tell you that. She's been putting in some training with Krillin, though, so whether she'll have any real prominent improvements, we'll have to wait and see. Gohan sure fucking did, but he kind of had that transformation waiting in the wings. You know, he kind of, the ultimate form was just kind of under the surface. 18 doesn't really have that, so whether she'll get stronger in the few hours she's had, I have no idea, but definitely nowhere close to her brother. The fight with Beerus would have made no sense if she was still close to her brother. There's no fucking way. There's definitely a huge gap there, but she's still strong. She can still put in that work. She still will never get tired. So, yeah, I definitely think she'll be a good asset and, you know, an asset to the Tournament of Power. So, we'll just have to wait and see. Also, it's going to be awesome to see just a female fighter in general because Dragon Ball has, like, none of those. I'm really glad we're going to get 18 and the two female Saiyans. Hopefully they both participate. The only one we know for sure is participating is we're definitely getting, what's her name? Because they revealed her name, Kale, the female Brawly, and then we have Caulifla, but we haven't really seen much of her, like, in promotional stuff until now, so we don't know for absolute certain that she's joining, but I really hope she does. That'd be cool to have 3 Saiyans on the Universe 7 team and 3 Saiyans on the Universe 6 team. Even if the power gap there is absolutely massive, it'd still be cool to have 3 Saiyan fighting each other. But I'm digressing and rambling, so let's just wrap this video up. What do you guys think of Android 17 and 18? Do you like their characters? Do you like their character development? How do you feel about where their power levels currently sit in the story? Do you think they'll be beneficial to the Tournament of Power? I certainly do think they will. I don't think it's pretty undeniable that they'll be very beneficial due to their unlimited power. Or not unlimited power, but their limitless power. There is a difference there. It doesn't sound like there's a difference, but there is a difference. So yeah, their power never runs out. That's basically what I'm saying. Do you think that'll be beneficial? Of course it will. It's not really, that's like a fact. But what do you guys think of the characters? Go ahead and tell me in the comments section below. Give this video a thumbs up and share it on social media. Both those would help me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, if you like what you've seen here. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.